Good morning or afternoon or whatever time you're watching this. I'm just going to send this link over and then we'll get started in about 5 minutes. Welcome to whoever just joined. We'll be getting started in about 5 minutes. Ooh, it's beautiful out here today. All of that light is just coming from the sun, from the window behind the computer. I don't even have any lights on. That's so nice. We'll wait just a few more minutes and then we'll get started. Welcome to whoever just joined. Hope everyone had a good week and is ready to relax and stretch and work our bodies a little bit this morning in this energizing Vinyasa flow. We have about 2 more minutes before we'll get started. Let's get settled and comfy. Welcome, whoever just joined. We'll get started in about a minute on this Vinyasa flow. I'm so excited to be back teaching after I took the week off. I'm ready to get back into it. Hopefully it's as nice where you are, wherever you're practicing from, as it is here. It's super beautiful out. All of this light is the sun coming in through the window, which is just how I like to start my yoga practice. Welcome, whoever just joined. We have a another minute before we get started. All right, perfect. It is now 9 a.m. Central, so we'll get started. I'm going to start class today, as always, with a little centering and breathing, a little pranayama. Find a comfortable seat. If you'd like to use a pillow or a folded sheet or something to prop your hips up to get more comfortable, go right ahead. It's just the beginning of class. And just start to ground down. Stack your head over your heart over your hips. Place your hands palms up or palms down on the knees, depending on whether you want to feel a little grounded. For that, palms down, or receive a little energy today. And for that, we'll use palms up. Let your gaze fall softly on the floor in front of you, or let your eyes flutter all the way closed. Let's start with a little scan of the body this morning. Starting with the crown of the head, moving all the way down to the toes. Just check in with yourself. Are there any points of tension? Any areas that maybe need a little more love today? Don't need to do anything or change anything. Just see where you're at right now. When you finish scanning the body, relax the eyebrows and the temples. Let your jaw relax.
Sorry, I am not able to search for that.
Oh, let your shoulder blades relax on your sides. Knees relax, inner thighs release. Let's bring the attention to the breath. The rise and the belly, fall of the belly with every inhale and every exhale. Without manipulating anything or making any changes just yet, is one larger than the other, one longer than the other, the inhale or the exhale? Just take note. And now start to even the breaths out, elongating whichever is shorter to meet the other. Or if they were the same, let's elongate both by just one count. Now, wherever you are, let's elongate that breath by one more count. And now, for the deepest breath you've taken so far, we'll elongate by even one more count, each inhale and exhale. wherever you are in the breath, exhale all your stale air out and come to a regular breath pattern. Your eyes can remain closed or at a soft gaze. We're going to move it into our Ujjayi breath or our fire breath to create some heat. So start with 2 open mouth exhales, and they can be loud exhales, and then we'll move into the Ujjayi breath. So that's how I'm going to cue it. So let's start again by exhaling all your stale air out. Inhale in through the nose. Loud open mouth exhale. One more time. Inhale in through the nose. Loud open mouth exhale. This time we prepare for Ujjayi. Inhale in through the nose, seal the lips and constrict the back of the throat, and exhale through the nose. We'll continue these breaths. Lips sealed, inhaling through the nose, constricting the throat, and exhaling out the nose for the next few cycles of breath. Even though your mouth is closed, your breath should be audible. You should hear, it should sound a little bit like when you put a seashell to your ear and you feel like you can hear the ocean. Feel your body heating up, creating that warmth. Option to use this Ujjayi breath throughout the rest of your practice as we move breath to movement. Switching to loud open mouth exhales when you need to cool down or release a little heat. Let's exhale everything out. And let the eyes flutter open. Come back to either a regular breath or you can keep your Ujjayi breath going if you feel like you need a little more heat this morning. Eyes are open, shoulder blades. Let's start with the shoulders. Let the shoulders lift to the ears and then bring them all the way back. Shoulder blades kiss in the back and drop your arms to the sides. Inhale up. Exhale together and drop. Last time. Inhale up and together and drop. Start moving. Move the rib cage all the way to the left. And then to the front, and then to the right, and then to the back. So you're concaving here in a circle. And then let's make that a little more of a fluid movement. So all the way around in the circle. Sometimes it helps to think about leading with your heart. So your heart's moving in circles. Now think about leading with your pelvis. So it's still the same movement, but your sacrum is turning in a circle. So the base of your spine is moving as the upper body makes the same movement. And let's pause on one side. Let the rib cage come to the opposite side. And then we'll start in the opposite direction. Imagine you're moving from your heart. The heart is what's leading the circles here. And now let's see if you can imagine it coming from the base of your spine. The adjustment might be so subtle that I wouldn't even be able to see it, but it should feel different. Just slightly, but it should feel a little different. And let's pause and come back to center. Inhale, lift both arms all the way up to the ceiling. Exhale with a little resistance. Press your hands out and down. Inhale, arms come back up to the ceiling. And exhale all the way down like you're pushing through Jell-O or peanut butter. Peanut butter is probably better than Jell-O. One more time, all the way up. Keep your left hand up, right hand comes down to the side, left arm comes all the way across for a side body stretch. You can open up so that sternum drip points just slightly toward the ceiling. Thumbs pointing toward the back of the room. You can come down to the forearm if that feels good. Peel that left hip crease down toward the ground. If you want to find some gentle movement here, you can take the left hand, scoop out in front of you, fingertips kiss the mat, and it'll open back up. And listen to your body. What kind of movement does it need right now? All right, and we'll pop back up to center. Both arms up, let the left hand kiss the mat, right hand reaches over. Maybe you want to turn that sternum up toward the ceiling. Thumb coming toward the back wall. Maybe you want to pop down onto that forearm. Plant that right hip down into the mat. Oh, my wall is right here. And then take those gentle movements if you'd like. Scooping the arm down, back of the hand kisses the mat. Chest opens back up. This is all about opening the back and the chest. See if you can find the full extension of your movement. Moving as slowly as you need to. Then we'll pop back up to center. Whew. Go ahead, pop your right hand out in front, left fingertips go on top of right fingertips. You'll pop the right shoulder back into the socket and push the wrist forward as you pull back with the left hand. So you're pulling the left hand back to pull the right fingertips back. Wrist juts forward, shoulder pops back. Beautiful. And then fingertips come down so your palm is facing you. Thumb pops in the middle of the palm, fingertips on the top of the hand. Press forward with the thumb to shoot that wrist forward. Beautiful. Let's take it on the other side. A little stop in the name of love. Hand shoots out. Right fingertips pull, left fingertips back. Pop that shoulder into the socket and push the wrist forward. Turn so you can see what I'm doing. And then we'll take it the other way. Fingers go down toward the earth, palm faces you, right thumb in the middle of the left palm. We'll push that thumb forward for a stretch. Remember to breathe. Don't ever stop breathing. Breathing's the best. And release. Let's move into a tabletop position. So if you've taken a pillow or any kind of prop underneath your hips, remove that. And we'll come to tabletop position. Hands underneath shoulders, knees under hips, and find a neutral spine here. We'll take a few traditional cat-cows. Inhale, cow pose, drop the belly. Rotate the shoulders open to shine the chest forward. Hip points come back and up. Exhale, curl through the spine, dome through the top of the spine, chin to chest, tailbone tucked. And we'll take a few of those, breath to movement. Remember, you can always keep your Ujjayi breath going if you want to create more heat. Inhale, drop the belly. And exhale, dome through the spine. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat pose. And now feel free to take any variation of this you'd like. We can go side to side. You can pop back down, hips on heels, and move up through baby cobra. You can thread the needle, whatever calls to you this morning. This is your moment. Before we really get started in a more structured practice, this is your morning to take what you need. This is the time. Listen to your body. It knows what's up. Maybe you need to sit in child's pose for a hot second. And wherever you are, even out both sides. We're going to meet in a neutral tabletop position. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. And let's keep this super active. So press down through the hands, through the fingertips to let your body kind of come up off your arms. So the top of the back is going to be not like rounded, but just a little domed because you're lifting yourself up, engaging those hands, engaging those arms so that you're lifting yourself up off your shoulders. Pull the belly button to the spine and knit the low ribs in like you're wearing a natural corset. Your muscles are creating a corset for you. And press the backs of your feet onto the mat. This should be challenging. This shouldn't be easy. Hand and the right knee. Slide the left foot back. You can flex the foot and parallel point your toes toward the ground. If you want to take it even further, float the right hand up out in front of you. Keep those abs engaged. Keep lifting, pressing down through the left hand and the right knee to lift up out of the body. And if you want to take it even further on your exhale, bring elbow to knee. They don't have to touch, that's just the direction. Inhale, elongate. Exhale, elbow to knee. Make sure you're pressing that right top of the foot into the mat. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring it in. Back into our tabletop. Check back in, press into the hands, really engage the upper area of the back. Press into the tops of the feet. You guys got this. And really squeezing that belly button to spine, low ribs knit in. We'll drop the weight in the right hand and the left knee. Right leg comes high. If you want more, left arm sweeps out in front of you. And if you want even more, we'll move through those same motions. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale up. Exhale, elbow to knee. And you might feel tempted to move fast through this to feel like you're getting more out of it. You're going to get more out of it if you move slowly. Inhale, extend. I'd rather 3 slow ones than 10 quick ones. Exhale, come on in. Inhale, back up. And let's come back into our neutral tabletop. Tuck the back toes under. We're going to pop the hips back toward the heels. Press in through the hands, knuckles make contact with the earth. And then move into our first downward facing dog. Hip points come back and up. And go right into pedaling those feet. One and then the other. Bending one knee, bending the other. Roll onto the balls of both feet. Bend your knees. Press in through your fingers to lift your hip points back and up. And then release your heels back to the earth. Look toward your hands and walk your feet behind your wrists. Let's take a ragdoll here. Reach for opposite elbows. Think of your hips as a hinge. You have a slight bend in the knees. Keep your feet engaged, so all 4 corners of the feet press down into the mat and everything from the hips up, totally relaxed. You can rock back and forth, side to side. Shake your head yes. Shake your head no. Shake your head maybe. And then slowly and with control, roll all the way up, stacking vertebrae on vertebrae, head and neck last thing to come up. Inhale, lift arms all the way up to the ceiling. Pinkies forward, thumbs back. Press down through all four corners of the feet. Be so engaged that your thighs lift up off the knees. And exhale, swan dive all the way forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands on your shins or on your knees. Shoot the head toward the front of your mat, the tailbone toward the back of your mat. Shoulder blades kiss together in the back. And plant the hands. We'll step back into a high plank and take a chaturanga of your choice. You can go high to low plank through upward facing dog. You can go belly to baby cobra, so lowering all the way down to the ground, then lifting your chest up. Or you can just hang out in plank until we all go back into downward facing dog. Those are always your options every time we move through a chaturanga. Know that you can take them from your knees, you can hang out in plank, make it your own, make it what feels good. And we'll all meet back in a downward facing dog, and we'll move through that same little sun A 2 more times, breath to movement. Inhale, look toward your hands. Exhale, walk your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, plant the feet. We're going to roll all the way up to standing. Arms sweep up to the ceiling. Exhale, come back down, flat back. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back. Exhale, chaturanga. Plant the hands and take whichever variation you would like today. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. I'm always going to cue a traditional chaturanga up dog to down dog, but know that even if I'm saying it, you don't have to do it. Beautiful. Inhale, look toward your hands. Exhale, step your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, plant the feet. We're going to roll all the way up. Arms sweep to the ceiling. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Swan dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Crown of the head and tailbone shoots in opposite directions. Exhale, plant the hands. Chaturanga Dandasana. Pull the elbows into the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take a San B here. Inhale, look toward your hands. Exhale, walk, step, or jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, chair pose. Bring your big toes to touch, a sliver of space between your heels. Shoot the arms all the way up by your ears and sit back in your chair. Squeeze the glutes together. Squeeze the thighs together. Engage the core. Slight tuck in the tailbone to protect the lower back. Your gaze can be out at a 45-degree angle in front of you. You got this. See if you can sit 1 inch deeper. Beautiful. Release your hands to the mat. Halfway lift for a little reset of the spine. And then exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana, high to low plank. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg high. And it's our first time here, so maybe take some circles, maybe stack the hips. All right, let's move back to right leg high. Exhale, bring the right knee into the chest, hovering the leg over the ground. Arms are in plank pose. Inhale, lift the leg back up. Exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Remember, you're pushing your hands down into the mat like we did in the beginning in our table. Inhale, leg comes back up. Exhale, bring the knee across the body. Right knee comes to left elbow. Press up through those hands. Inhale, leg comes up. Exhale, low lunge. Sweep that leg between the hands. Rock back and forth, find some movement. Plant the left hand down into the mat and lift the right hand high for a twist. Again, using that left hand as leverage, press down into the mat to open the body up to the side. And then sweep the hand all the way back down. From here, we're going to swivel the back heel down and come into our Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2 on the right. Stack right knee over right ankle and bring the knee out toward the pinky toes. Press into the knife edge of the back foot as you squeeze your thighs together. Arms reach in opposite directions. Keep it active. Being able to look like the pose is one thing, but to be actively using the pose is another. Beautiful. We're going to hinge the arms forward about 2 inches and then tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Extended side angle. Again, use the back of that right hand as leverage to open the side body up as the left fingers reach up toward the ceiling. And then we'll sweep back, reverse warrior. Left hand rests on the back thigh. Right hand moves up and back for a stretch in that right side body. Maintain the bend in your front knee. Don't lose any of the integrity of those warrior legs. And let's release. Cartwheel the hands all the way back down to the mat and step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. And again, it's our first time. Take some circles, make some movement. Beautiful. Let's move into left leg reaches high and come left forward, left leg into the chest. Plank arms pressing up, keeping the top of the back domed just slightly. Inhale, left leg reaches up. Exhale, left leg, left elbow. Inhale, back up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, back up, and exhale, low lunge on the left. You can rock back and forth, maybe straighten and bend the front knee, rolling onto the heel, whatever you need to feel comfortable in this position. Go ahead, plant the right hand, lift the left hand high for a twist. And come on back down to center. We'll swivel the back heel down and come into our Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2, engaging the core on the way up. Knee tracks over that left ankle and toward the left pinky toe. Thighs actively moving together. Arms reaching away from each other in that kind of beautiful oppositional move. So it's coming together down here, but pushing apart up here. A trick for the brain as well as the body. But your brains have got this. They know. They're strong enough. And we're going to come to extended side angle, tilt forward about 2 inches, and tick-tock those hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Again, you can use the back of that left hand as leverage to push against the leg and peel that side body open. And reverse warrior. Bring that left hand up and back. Stretch in the side body. Maintain the bend in the front knee. You got this. Thighs still moving toward each other. And cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. We'll step back into our downward facing dog. Beautiful, yogis. So we're going to move through that same sequence twice, breath to movement. Inhale, look toward your hands. Exhale, step walker, jump your feet behind your wrists. Inhale, chair pose. Arms sweep up. See if you can sit 1 inch lower than last time. Exhale, come all the way back down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands, Chaturanga Dandasana or Chaturanga of your choice. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, bring the right knee into chest. Inhale, up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, come through low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, swivel the back heel down to frame the back of your mat. Exhale, extended side angle, tick-tock those hands to 6 and 12 o'clock. Inhale, reverse warrior, sweep the front hand back. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Inhale, leg comes high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, leg sweeps up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, up. And exhale, low lunge. Inhale, warrior two, swivel the back heel down. Exhale, extended side angle, tick-tock those hands to 6 and 12, open the side body. Inhale, reverse warrior, maintain the bend in the front leg. Exhale, cartwheel the hands to frame the foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, look toward the hands. Exhale, step walker, jump your feet behind your wrists one last time. Inhale, chair pose. Let's make it the lowest chair yet. Can you sit even lower? Exhale, release to the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, reset the spine. Exhale, chaturanga of your choice. Pin the elbows into the sides. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, guys. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, right knee into the chest. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale, sweep high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Make sure you maintain those plank arms, actively pushing. Inhale, sweep back up. Exhale, hand, low lunge, foot comes between your hands. Inhale, swivel the back heel down, warrior two. Exhale, extended side angle, tick-tock your hands to 6 and 12. Inhale, reverse warrior, and lengthen the right side body. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the front foot. And downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, last side. Exhale, left knee into the chest. Inhale, sweep the leg high. Exhale, left knee, left elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, up. Exhale, low lunge on the left. Sweep the foot between the hands. Inhale, Virabhadrasana 2 on the left, warrior 2. Exhale, extended side angle, tick-tock the hands to 6 and 12. Inhale, sweep the left hand back, high five the back wall. And exhale, cartwheel the hands down to frame the foot, step back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, look toward your hands. Exhale, drop your knees to the mat. Beautiful work, yogis. Pop down on one hip and swing the legs out in front. Beautiful. From here, actually, let's come all the way down to the back, but move slowly. So plant your feet on the ground, bring your hands out in front of you, and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, lower down to the ground, remembering that this is all a part of it. Try to squeeze your thighs together for a little added challenge. Then you can rock the knees from side to side. Let's take a happy baby. Plant the soles of the feet on the ceiling and reach for the backs of the thighs, the calves, or the inner or outer edges of the feet. Really make this active. So pop your arms into the sockets so you actively feel your shoulders moving back toward the mat. So there should be resistance between the hands and the feet. And then really work to get your back, your low back flush against the mat. If you're full low back, if you feel like the sacrum or the tailbone popping up and you can't get it down while your hands are bound, change position. So maybe if you've taken the feet, you need to move to the ankles. It's really important that your low back is flush against the mat. And once you've got that, you can take a little movement if you'd like. Maybe rock back and forth. Maybe bend one knee and then straighten the other. Maybe just hang out static. Beautiful. Cross the ankles and let's start to rock back and forth to give a little massage to the spine. Once you've rocked a few times to release any tension, we're going to come all the way up into a boat pose. You guys have done this before. My favorite. Plant the sits bones down into the mat and use them as leverage to push the crown of your head up toward the ceiling. Start by grabbing behind your thighs and coming up onto the toes. The most important part of this pose is that your sits bones are pushing down, the crown of your head is up, your back is straight, there's one long line, and your shoulder blades come together and down. And as long as you're doing that, then you're killing it. If you can maintain that and take it further, be my guest. So maybe you want to pop the toes up. Maybe you want to parallel the shins with the mat. Maybe you want to straighten your legs. Maybe you want to let go of your hands and let them float at the sides or up. As long as that back is straight and those abs are engaged, I'm happy. Challenge yourself to peel those thighs together too. Wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe smile. Try to find some softness to contrast the muscular challenges of the pose. Release the jaw. You got this. You feel your back starting to collapse. Really engage the core. And plant the feet. Plant the hands behind you. Let's pop the knees from side to side. A little windshield wiper release here. Beautiful, yogis. Let's move back into one more boat pose. So if maybe the variation you took last time, maybe try a new one. As long as you're maintaining those sits bones planted into the earth, crown of the head up toward the ceiling, and there's one long straight line on your back leading from one to the other, then take whatever variation fits you right now. I encourage you to challenge yourself, but sometimes a challenge today would be something that was easy yesterday. So know that challenging yourself means challenging how you feel right now, not how you feel like you should feel or where you feel like you should be. Squeeze those thighs together. Keep the legs active. Keep reaching up with the crown of your head. And pop your feet back down. Plant the hands behind you. Do another little windshield wiper movement, rocking the knees from side to side. Beautiful. Let's swing the legs around. We'll come back into our tabletop position. Tuck the toes under, bring the hips all the way back to the heels. And I want you to really, really slowly move into your down dog. So really set yourself up. Press into your knuckles and slowly bring the hip points, roll them back toward your heels, and then slowly up. We all know you know how to get there, but sometimes the journey getting there, you can get different things out of it depending on how you go up into it. And you can pedal the feet out a little bit. Let's all take a static down dog and just check in. Does this down dog feel any different than your first down dog? Maybe yes, maybe no. Just a moment to check in. All right, let's get into it. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the right. Pop the left foot back just slightly for pyramid pose. So toes should be pointing forward. Square the hips. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, collapse. Rock the head, yes, no. Beautiful. Let's take another lengthening of the spine. Really pull the left hip crease forward, right hip crease back to square the hips. Beautiful. So turn the foot to a 45-degree angle, square the hips, and we're going to come up into our warrior one. So really set yourself up here. So the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Front foot toes are facing the front. Your front knee is bent. The front knee should be over top of the front ankle. Put your hands on your hips to manually square them, pulling right hip back, the left hip forward. Arms float to the ceiling. Beautiful. Now hold here. And we're going to take a little flow. And we've taken this flow in the past. So I'll move you through from here. You're going to use the leverage of the ball of your left foot to transfer your weight onto the right foot. So you're going to transfer the weight onto the right foot and slowly bring the left leg all the way out in front. So you're at a 90-degree angle, foot flexed, left foot forward. If you want to take it even further, you can lengthen it, or you can keep it at the 90-degree angle. So this is part 2. So to really, really get into this pose, press all 4 corners of the bottom standing foot into the ground, and arms are going to come out at goalpost arms or cactus arms. So they'll be at right angles with your upper arms parallel with the mat. Hands wide, fingers wide. From here, we're going to move all the way back through our warrior 3. So arms are going to come back to airplane arms. So arms are going to sweep down back as you bring the left leg all the way out back and your upper body forward. So you're going to try to look like a T with your upper body and your left leg and arms being the top, and your right leg being the base. And then from there, slowly, methodically, you're going to step back into your warrior 1. Bend in the front knee, hip square, arms up to the ceiling. So I know I took kind of a long time to set that up, but I wanted to make sure you really understood the form there. So let's all do that at a little bit of a flow. So I'll cue the first 2, and then you're going to move on your own. So we'll start in warrior 1. Arms up. Inhale, come forward, arms to cactus arms, foot at parallel or straight ahead. Exhale, come all the way back through, warrior three, kick that foot out back. Inhale, back, warrior one. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, warrior three, shoot that leg back. And exhale, back into your warrior one. So keep going on your own. If you want to eliminate a part of that, add a part of it, go ahead and take what you need. I'm going to give you a few moments to flow through that on your own. Know that you can play with tempo here or speed. So you could move quicker. You could see if you can move quickly. You can go as slow as humanly possible, which is almost always harder. And know that you can use your Ujjayi breath here if you want to create a little heat. So inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the nose with the back of the throat constricted. So there you go. Take a few moments to flow here. Wherever you are, let's all meet back in our warrior one. We're gonna really set yourself up, square, check your alignment. Has your alignment shifted? Are your hips square? Arms lift up, shoulder blades come together and back, and let's slowly lower so that the belly is toward the top of the thigh. Arms shoot toward the front of the room. Just a little extra engagement of the abs, and then drop your hands to frame your foot and step back into downward facing dog. And let's move through the left side. Inhale, lift the left leg high. Exhale, low lunge on the left. So we're going to crawl the right foot just a little bit closer, both toes pointed toward the front of your mat, both knees straight, pyramid pose. Pull left hip crease back, right hip crease forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, collapse. Shake the head, yes, no, maybe. Inhale, lengthen one more time. Exhale, collapse. Turn your back toes at 45 degrees and we'll pop up to our warrior one. And you know the deal here. We're going to take that same little flow for the next few moments, just on the left side. So take your time, move through it once slowly to set yourself up in alignment, and then flow freely. I'll cue the first flow. So starting warrior one. Inhale. Leg comes forward at parallel, the top of the thigh, arms at cactus arms. Exhale, shoot back, warrior three. Arms back at airplane arms. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, settle into warrior one. Check your alignment. Inhale, sweep forward. Exhale, airplane arms, warrior three. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, Square your hips. All right, move on your own for this next little flow. Now, if you've taken this opportunity to play with tempo, and keep going as I'm talking, make sure you check in with yourself and say, when I move super slow, are there parts that I speed up on? Why am I speeding up here? Try to keep everything going at the same speed, because normally the parts you speed up on are the parts you'll benefit from moving slowly in the most. Wherever you are, let's meet back in our warrior one. Check your alignment, square the hips, arms reach up, and then let's slowly lower down so that your upper body's parallel with the mat, arms shooting forward. Hold, squeeze the belly button to spine, and press your hands to the ground to frame the foot. Step back into your downward facing dog. Option here to take a chaturanga for one final chaturanga of class, or just hang out in down dog. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then let's all move through pigeon on the right. Inhale, sweep the right leg high. Exhale, pigeon on the right. Right ankle comes behind left wrist. So walk that left leg backward. If you need to put any cushioning under the right hip so you can comfortably square the hips and relax, go ahead. Inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, you can put your pigeon to sleep if you'd like, crawling your arms forward, down to the forearms, or all the way down to the floor. Keep it active. Inhale, pull the right hip crease back. Exhale, left hip crease comes forward. Inhale, pull right hip crease back. Exhale, left hip crease comes forward. You continue in that pattern. And slowly crawl your hands up on either side of your hips. You're going to press into the hands, tuck the back toes under, and shoot that right leg high. Or if it doesn't feel good, let it fall down in front of you, loose. We'll move back into our downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg sweeps high. Exhale, pigeon on the left. Left ankle comes behind right wrist. We'll crawl the right leg backward. Square the hips, maybe pop something under that left thigh or hip. Inhale, find length. Exhale, you can put your pigeon to sleep by walking the hands out in front. Forearms are all the way down. Or if you need to find a happy medium, you can make some fists and let your forehead rest on it, whatever feels good. Check in, does this side feel any different from the other side? If it does, that's perfectly normal. Inhale, pull the left hip crease back. Exhale, pull the right hip crease forward. Inhale, left hip crease back. Exhale, right comes forward. And keep moving in that pattern. Slowly walk your hands up. We're gonna press into the hands, flip the back toes, and we'll sweep that left leg either all the way up or let it fall in front of you, whatever you feel like you need. All right, go ahead, drop onto the knees. We're gonna sweep, fall onto one hip, sweep the legs all the way out in front, and come all the way back down onto the back. Welcome those knees into your chest. Let's start just by rocking side to side. Really releasing that lower body. We've worked hard today, and now it's time for a little surrender, a little release, where we do less work and our bodies can reap the benefit of the work that we've done. So go ahead, pull your right knee into your right armpit, left leg goes long. Inhale, give your right knee a squeeze. Exhale, supine twist on the right. Right knee comes all the way across the body. Hips stack. Arms out to a T or goalpost arms. Gaze up at the ceiling, or if it's available to you, at your right fingertips. If it's more comfortable, you can place your left hand on your right thigh, on the back of the right thigh. Really try to release here. Any tension in the inner thigh, the shoulders. In this portion, we let gravity do the work. My favorite thing to do, push the work off onto someone else. Beautiful. Slowly welcome that knee back into the chest. Give it a squeeze. Bring the left knee to meet it. Squeeze both knees and let the right leg go long. Inhale, left knee squeezes into the chest or into the left armpit. Exhale, supine twist on the left. We'll bring the left knee across the body, stack the hips as arms fall open to a T. Gaze on the ceiling or at the left fingers if that feels good. No, you have the option always to bring the right hand to the back of the left thigh. But no need to push it down, just for a more secure grip or hold in the pose. See if there's one more thing you can let go of here. You don't need to go crazy and do it all at once, but is there just one thing you can let go of? Maybe in the jaw, maybe in the fingers or the toes. Maybe it's a thought. Go ahead, welcome that knee back into the chest. Bring both knees into the chest, give them a squeeze, rock back and forth. Bring the forehead toward the knees and squeeze every muscle in your body for one final push. And exhale, final Shavasana. Your legs fall open, feet splayed to the sides. Palms rest at your sides, facing the ceiling. Shoulders melt into the mat. The space between your eyebrows, your temples are soft. The jaw is so relaxed that maybe the lips part slightly. Fully surrender to this final Shavasana. And final Shavasana is yours for as long as you'd like it. So if you're not quite ready to be done, you can go ahead, turn your phone off, shut your computer, or just ignore me. But if you are ready to be guided out, start to bring some gentle movement to your fingers and to your toes. Rock the head from side to side. Bring some circles to the wrists and the ankles. Sweep the hands up overhead and for a long full body stretch, arms and legs reaching in opposite directions. And let's roll over to the right or left side. Knees bent, using the bicep as a pillow. Final Shavasana marks the death of our practice. Here in fetal pose, we represent the new life that we bring off of our mats and out into the world with us. Using the strength of your hands, press yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Bring the hands to heart center, palms together. The love, the light, the teacher, and the student in me honors the love, the light, the teacher, and the student in all of you, no matter how far away you are. Bring your thumbs to third eye center and bow forward. Namaste. Well, thank you so much for everyone that, hair is crazy. For everyone that practiced with me this Saturday morning. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so excited to be able to practice with you. We have restorative tomorrow at 4 p.m. Central. Have a great Saturday, everybody. Namaste.